last semester was because I made it to science fair.
5. Okay.
Wait,
That's pretty cool.
isn't Chris not in that class? But he was at science fair, right?
He's in the class, yeah.
The 8th period?
It's 7th and 8th.
Oh, okay. So he's in the 7th period version.
Hey, Micah, should I start with the Rolling Sun one, or how much have you played Khepri?
I start with the 2.
Okay.
You want to use the 2 on your minions and your Artemis. It debuffs them and buffs her. I just poke with the 2 a lot. That's what I do.
Okay. And Solar Flare dealing damage, rooting all targets. Okay. And a duck. I know what a duck does. Let's just see if I can properly time my ult.
Oh my god, I already like this guy. If not just for the fact that he just drums.
Have fun.
You know, I'm surprised the first game no one auto-locked him. This is the day of the patch.
I know, right? Isn't
Yesterday was
that
the day of
weird?
the patch.
Still. And then everyone still auto locks Medusa.
Yep.
When your friend writes music, and you're just like, oh yeah, you make good music, and then he just makes something called Wonderworm Vape Life, and you're just like, not listening to it.
Wait, who made that?
Pardon Mahar.
Too close.
Wait, is that like a Wonderworld vape life?
Yep.
That's awful.
I reward left. Okay, knowledge is the best weapon.
Oh, I feel like you should talk to Sam Clay about music.
Why?
Set up an ambush here.
He was talking about he just like a lot of things we have in common, and all day he was just talking about Kanye's new album.
See Mario. He's okay. Let me give it to you straight, okay, Mario?
Back.
Okay.
He likes Kanye's album
Okay.
because it's Kanye's album, so it's automatically a masterpiece. That's why he likes it. Oh my God, Kanye's album is fire. He has not sat down a few hours after it came out and played every song individually before giving it a judging.
Okay.
Cancel that.
I think you like it because it's Kanye. Also, I heard he's in debt. now.
Mario,
Like, a
I
lot of
hate
money.
Kanye. Mario, I hate Kanye. Mario, I've told you how much I hate Kanye West. Or how much I don't
True.
like his music. I
Like,
truly do not like Kanye
I'm
West's
mistaking
music.
him with others. I was mistaking him with other artists. Man.
Well, it's fine. But this album is amazing. As someone who doesn't like Kanye as a person or a musician, I like this album not because it's Kanye's album, but because it's such a I think it's good music. B, I think
Take a seat.
it's such a diverse collective of artists, and that's what makes it so good, is that it's not his album featuring people. It's like him and a bunch of other people's albums. All the songs, though, I looked up the credits for each individual song, and I figured out who produced it, who wrote it, and who sang in it. Kanye sings in all of them, and Kanye wrote all of them, and Kanye helps produce all of them, obviously. But the fact that Frank Ocean helped write one of the songs, I love Frank Ocean, and then Cashmere Cat produced it. I'm like, I love Cashmere Cat.
That is
And
my
then
favorite
Kanye-
song on the album.
Yeah, Kanye West, he sang on it, that's great, but the fact that Frank Ocean and Kanye wrote it, and then Cashmere Cat produced it, that's just fire. It's just golden. It's like a good recipe for people who work together. The song with him in The Weeknd, very sad, and The Weeknd definitely plays his role about I live a really sad life, all I do is drugs and have sex, and I'm proud of it. And that was pretty fire that he lived up to that. Designer, I like Designer's sound because I like that sound. I like that kind of voice, that low voice, that trap that trap house sound. Except he's trying too hard to be like Future, and I don't like that. That I don't like. The fact that he's trying too hard to be Future. Because he's 18, raps about Atlanta, lean, and just like doing drugs and shit, and that's literally Future. That's all Future is.
Same.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting designer. Other people, Metro Boomin, great producer, lots of trap music. He's definitely had his place on the album.
Okay.
Kanye West he's a good producer. I enjoy Kanye's beats. I really hate his rap. I hate Kanye's messages. That's what I hate the most. I just hate how he talks. Just like the stuff he says, he's just like super duper pompous and in everybody's face, and he thinks it's okay because he's famous. Don't appreciate that kind of attitude. However, on a production standpoint, I think his actual music, like the music, the sounds, I think are really nice.
Oh my fucking god! Nope. I swear to God.
I don't really like
God.
Ty Dolla $ign that much. I think he's like a good rapper, but like he's not amazing. He doesn't have enough music to be good. But his role on Fade, like how he helped produce it, the beat on Fade is amazing. Like that, the music is so good on it. So I mean, there's just like a bunch of like, when you say that like when all you talk about is the album, you have to have good reason to talk about it. You can't just say how, oh my god, Kanye West is a legend, he just made another great album. That's a lie.
He made a collaborative album. That's really what it is.
This album was like, there were
It's a
so many
collab
people on
between
the
so
song.
many people.
Micah, have you listened to Young Thug's song on there?
I listened to the whole album. Which one is that? It's near the
I
end,
think
right?
it's the fifth one. No, it's the
Fifth
fifth one, I think.
Oh.
Micah, you can tell it's Young Thug, but he is not whiny at all. I encourage you to go listen to it. He's not whiny at all.
Well, see, the thing is, I didn't realize that Young Thug was on that because I'm not a Young Thug fan because I don't like him because he's so whiny, and I didn't hear whininess, so I was not aware that he was on the song on the album.
Well, this album is definitely very well done.
What happened to Rich Homie Quan?
He just didn't get as famous.
Take it easy.
Fuck was I gonna
It's called
say?
it's the seventh song. I'm sorry. It's called Highlights.
Yeah.
Retreat.
Highlights. Go listen to that. I think you'll like it because you'll definitely be able to tell it's Young Thug, but he's not whiny. He definitely has like a much more mature voice. Chris Brown's on it. I don't like Chris Brown, but he definitely sang Waves very well. Wolves amazing. Real Friends really good. Andre 3000's an amazing producer, and the beat behind 30 Hours is great. No More Parties in LA is super duper catchy. Facts is good. Facts is good. The fact that it's helped produced by Charlie Heat, really good. And then Fade is really good.
Hey, Micah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like Khepri now.
Yeah. I'm liking this guy.
Yeah, he's a lot of like a. You gotta stick to your ADC a lot with him.
Yeah.
though, because of your passive. He's just a really good wall because he's so big.
Nice job.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Be right back.
Okay.
Well, Kendall, I'm fed.
Is he good?
Oh yeah, he's really good. He's fun too. He's unique.
Probably, are you against Scylla?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why she came over to our lane. She's like, screw this.
I thought I was Kanye. That's
But
such
then I
a-
looked in the mirror and I realized that I love Kanye and Tim. I love you more
I
than
just-
Kanye loves Kanye.
Dyers.
I'm so upset that this album came out when it did,
No problem.
because it's going to be so hard for anything else to compete with it, I think.
You think it would have been better to drop near the end of the year instead of me?
No. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to like. I don't know where I'd put it. I mean,
Thanks.
it came out right before the Grammys. Like right before this year's Grammys. So this is gonna be like, cause like the way the
Grammys already
Grammys
happened,
were.
right?
Yeah, it did. But I'm saying this album dropped like a couple days before the Grammys happened.
It's gonna be in the next year's Grammys, right?
Yeah, it'll be next year's Grammys. But the thing is, it's like the first thing to come out. So it's a very interesting play by Kanye, because this is what everyone's gonna become. This is the first material. first new material. So everyone's going to be comparing everything that comes next to this album first.
I think the albums will be able to beat it this year.
Really?
Yeah, like I definitely think it's good, but because it's such a collaborative thing with so many different artists, there's a lot of different sounds on this album, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know if it's good for being the best album of the year.
I mean, the nigga's already broke because of that
He's
fucking
not, bro.
He is broke.
He's literally married to Kim Kardashian, Mario. If
He posted. He's so far in debt.
he's not, he posted that because he wanted to get Mark Zuckerberg's attention.
That makes sense.
Do you guys know how much money Kanye's made off this album already?
Yeah, Mario.
Guess how much? Guess how much? No, guess how much?
I have no idea.
0.
Yeah.
Kanye hasn't made a cent. He said, go look it up. He says he will never ever chart. He said no one will ever be able to buy this album. He says.
On my way.
What do you mean? Is it on Waves? I mean, is it on
Tidal for free streaming.
Wait, it's
Micah,
it's
me
free
and
on
this
Tidal?
artist.
mine.
Okay.
Mine. Your thing beeped.
An ally
Isn't-
has
isn't that
been
good?
slain.
It's free on Tidal?
Yep.
Too bad.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, Mario. This thing is not in debt if he's doing that for free.
Ultimate is ready.
He said no one will ever be able to buy the life of Pablo. He said I wanted to make an album so different, and he's just like, this album will never ever be able to, allowed for purchase. He said he is specifically keeping it from Apple.
Yeah, but Mario. Literally, this guy can't be broke. The amount of debt he says he's in is what he made on the Yeezus tour, and he's gonna be touring this album.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Micah.
Oh, that's true. Well, if he was in debt, he would.
I have
He's
no
married to
idea
Kim
what's going on.
Kardashian. The Kardashians would not let someone who is in debt marry in.
That is too stubborn to fucking get who like take money.
He's literally asking Mark Zuckerberg for money.
Unfortunate
No,
really.
did you guys see? Okay, straight up, I'm gonna give Apple some points right here. Do you know what they just did today?
No.
Have you guys read Apple's statement to
No.
their customers today?
I have not.
Search up Apple.
Oh, yeah! That was
Apple's
amazing!
customers. It's the most. Literally, I can't even believe this happened.
I'm so happy with you, Apple.
Yeah. So, Micah, you know the San Bernardino shooting or whatever?
Yeah.
He had an iPhone, right? And they think his iPhone has a lot of information on the terrorist attack. And so the government, the FBI, asked Apple to create a program, like in their operating system, that can bypass all their security encryptions and get into the San Bernardino shooter's personal information. And Apple turned the government down.
Wow, that's savage.
And said absolutely not, because we don't. If you can apply this technology to finding information on one person's phone, you'll use it to access the whole United States, like everyone in the U.S.'s credentials. Apple literally called out the U.S. government and said, if we give you the ability to track one person's phone and break all their encryptions, then you're going to do that on everybody's phone.
No, that's wow. Good
And
guy.
just
Apple.
straight up roasted the
I mean-
FBI.
Are they giving
Yeah.
them information about the San Jose shooter? Or the San Bernardino?
No, so the thing was, they think there's information encrypted. Like Apple has like an
Yeah.
encryption service, so like people can't hack the iPhone. Because I guess see like all your your passwords, credit card information. But Apple, being Apple, they can obviously make a program to decrypt everything.
But
And they
won't.
install it. It's like a back door,
Yeah.
so that if you know the information, you can just access anyone's encrypted files on any iPhone anywhere from any time. And then Apple's like, we agree that terrorism is wrong and we want to help fight. And Apple's been assisting the U.S. government however it can, but as soon as the U.S. government today, it asked, we want you to make we want you to break all the encryption so we can figure out all of this guy's personal information. And Apple said, while we want to help fight terrorism,
We're not
because
going
of the United States' history of like spying on people pretty much, we're not giving you this kind of power.
to. Dude, it's so refreshing to see a big company not bow down to the government, you know what I mean?
I couldn't believe it. And the guy like Tim Cook or something like that, I think that is his name.
Yeah.
He's just like, the thing is, the FBI tried to use the Act of Writs or whatever from 1789 to try and like, and that's when like the executive branch can override Congress and do actions without Congress's approval, and they're overstretching this. And they just said, Apple said, it's very important that as like members of this country that we all love, that we recognize when the United States oversteps its boundaries and starts to infringe on the privacy of the American people. And it's like, holy shit, you gotta
Apple.
stop, Apple.
Good guy, Apple.
Apple
Well,
fucking
I gotta
clutch. Apple clutched today.
Knowledge, the best weapon.
It's so refreshing to see that, though, right?
I couldn't believe it. Like
I
I was a
know.
little bit like in shock. Like what?
Are they
What?
joking? You know, like.
Be right
Yeah, that's actually
Now
kind of
Apple
insane.
and the U.S. government are in a bit of a tussle right now.
When
a
Obama,
weird fucker.
when Obama just like tweets, it's just like got a new Android.
True.
I don't even think Android would do it now that Apple has it.
Well, I mean, Android's a little different because it's
Yeah,
not a
they
private
are.
company.
Yeah,
it would be Google.
It's more of an operating system on several different
Yeah.
phones.
It's although Google does own the Android OS.
Too bad.
Well, but congratulations, Apple, for completely standing up to the U.S. government.
It's pretty cool, like when you think about it, that Android's like kept their integrity after
What do
like
you mean?
Google's kept the integrity of Android and like keeping it open source for anyone
Get
to
out of
use.
this.
Yeah.
Like they haven't like stopped anyone from developing apps for it or changing their operating system. Yo, if Scylla's just gonna hang out in your lane or in other people's lanes, I'm just gonna push.
Sounds good, because now we're missing a person.
Oh, we are.
Yep. So
Alright.
Kit said sorry, I had to leave.
Well, I'm gonna just try to win past them.
But I am very happy with Apple's decisions today.
No, but
Today
I
was a
think
pretty good day.
Kanye doesn't have like the most coherent album. Like I think it's a really good album, but it doesn't feel like one singular project because there's so many different voices and there's so many songs.
Yeah.
Do you understand like what I'm saying? Like I think it's a
Completely,
great
yeah.
album, but I think that it will probably be outshined.
Yeah. It's definitely.
has been slain.
I think it's a new sound.
Get out of this.
It's definitely something new. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people talk about, like, just like, yeah, they made rock music, they made trap music, they made country music. This Kanye just made something new.
It's just
I think you're giving him too much credit.
yeah, I think you are.
No, the very first song completely says it all. The very first song is so weird, and it's just like such a different sound. It mixes like gospel with with rap music, and just like the contrast between what's his name, the preacher. Because it's supposed to be three people. It's supposed to be Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, and then also The Dream and Kelly Price. So the Dream like sings in it while Kanye West raps, and then Chance the Rapper does like a spoken word poem, and then Kelly Price like sings gospel.
Okay, the shit I
And
listen
so-
to has that. Like my like weird art rap has a lot of these elements.
Yeah, but like I just feel like Kanye
Kanye's the first
did
one doing it
good.
mainstream. No, he's the first one doing it
Yeah.
mainstream.
I agree with Micah. I've heard this before.
Okay, so what is the Michael? What of your music combines all those elements?
I mean, there's just like
You know!
a lot of my stuff has like it'll throw in some spoken word. It'll have some like weird beats. There'll be some like singing. Like it won't be like necessarily gospel, but Kanye is definitely not like creating a new genre.
Ally has been slain.
Man, Left Lane's a party.
Like he's
isn't it?
he's altering rap, which is what a lot of people do.
I just think it's really interesting. For me at least, it's just something I haven't heard of. I just haven't heard this sound before, and I'm just kind of like trying to like just figure it out. It's kind of weird for me, but it's also like I don't know, Kanye. I don't really like him as a person still, but shit, this album, I definitely give him a lot of credit for this album.
You know who likes
I hope-
Kanye as a
Fire.
person?
Your middle
Who?
tower.
Kanye loves Kanye.
Your middle tower.
The only person.
Kendall, I got the Scylla to rage quit.
Okay, yeah, so we're on even terms. That means we're probably gonna win still.
Well, I think we were even gonna win before.
Yeah, me too. I'm liking Khepri. He's a lot of like what a support should be.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
Okay.
Right, like I'm not the Kyle, I'm not the biggest Watsky fan anymore, but Watsky's done some of that like shit. Where like I can definitely see like some similarities between this first song and like something that would be on Watsky's most recent album.
Yeah.
Ooh. Like I definitely think it's a good album. In no means is it a bad album. I just don't think it's gonna be the best album of the year. I think it's a little too disorganized.
I can see that.
Which for a Kanye fan is a great thing, but for just like a music critic isn't the best thing.
You are a beautiful bird.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Like people who like Kanye or people who don't like Kanye but they like rap music are gonna be okay, but like someone whose job is to review music, they're gonna be more critical of the fact that it's less coherent.
That's true.
And there's also like quite a few just kind of dumb verses.
True. I can't find my moment.
I just saw something that I've never seen before.
I just want to feel liberated.
That guy does look pretty sick,
feel
Mike.
liberated.
Yeah.
I just saw something I've never seen before. A snake crawled across the jungle.
Yeah, I seen it.
Never seen that before.
Come on, Micah, get with the game.
Your left tower is under attack.
No!
Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's interesting, right? I'm happy that they made the maps really alive. You know what I mean?
An enemy has been slain.
The real question, Micah, is who's going to release an album better than this?
Oh, fuck my life.
No.
Are you kidding me?
I do not know.
Just try and think about that for a sec. Who do you think is talented enough to
Someone
drop
who could
something
come up.
so crazy?
Batman.
Behind
Small.
us.
Kid.
Batman.
I'm just trying to think of that.
No, you definitely have like a point there, but I definitely like think that this album has a fair amount of critiques in it. Not
I'm
that it's
waiting
not
for
fire.
Travis Scott's
It's-
new album.
It is a fire album. I'm not gonna say it's not fire because it's fire. Let me
Good
go.
game. Good game. Good game.
Tim just like
Just
slaughter the